After an injury-plagued 2023 season, there's not a lot of chatter about Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. There's tons of other receivers' names coming up at the top of this 2025 wide receiver class. His name absolutely needs to be in it, and let's remind everybody why. There are tons of different ways that you can win as a wide receiver, but I think when we consider Egbuka, he's much more of a shifty, win at the top of your route player. But last year in 2023, he came in a little bit more compact. I think that impacted his ability to win through route at the top of his route. But this is exactly why he's going to come back in 2024 and be one of the best receivers in the entire class. Just a little hesitation, jab step to the outside, release underneath against press coverage. You see him tack quickly with that right foot, looking to either stall, hesitate that DB just a little bit, release underneath. Find a way to just time yourself up. And with that inside release, hand comes underneath. He's wide open, using his hand to keep that DB at bay and breaking open over the left-hand side of the field. You have Ohio State running these it's like intermediate mesh crossers with him releasing to the inside and breaking open to this area of the field. They've got Marvin Harrison Jr. running underneath. With him as the lone receiver on the left-hand side, the entire defensive left-hand area near the 50-yard line is wide open. And how he's going to sell making sure that that safety up at the top does not come and break open is that he's going to get underneath, sell vertical, right here, head, shoulders, pumping your arms, getting upfield as quickly as you can, and then break in open right here, and then come back to the football. Yes, he's open after the break. He's going to create even more separation by coming back towards that football just a little bit. So against press coverage, as that apex defender in the reduced split, you see, and we see that right here. He's got a little bit of inside leverage or outside leverage to deal with. So he just wants to keep that DB on his outside shoulder. He's going to force just a little quick that step outside, release underneath, and then break open over the middle of the field. So really nice intention, using the route stem to sell vertically so that safety has to stay on top of the route. He can't break on any other indication that is going to be inside. So he played a lot of his snaps, and actually the majority of his production from the games that I've watched came from the slot where he's attacking the middle of the field. He lined up all over the place, and they used him a lot of different ways, in motion, orbit motion, screens, getting the ball in his hands. This is from the semifinal game against Georgia 2 years ago. And what I love about reps like this is you're going to have times where you are running an inside route against inside leverage. So he has an inside leverage defender right here. How can you create space for yourself? How can you make this defensive player get out of your way to get to where you need to go? That kind of stuff always translates to the next level. So what he's going to do is he's going to attack the feet, all right? If you attack this DB right here, just run at him, make him give you a sell, make him give you a little bit of a tell where he's going to go. And as soon as he does that, he's going to break open right here, attacks the feet, sees the DB opening his hips towards this side of the field here. And when he does that, you have Egbuka is going to be able to come up underneath, give a little bit of a hesitation jab towards the vertical side of the field, and then go right behind this referee for another big play. Really nice job. Just using a little bit of intention, and you can actually see in his movements from last play to this play that he's a bit quicker at the top of his route and out of the break. So you can see that little bit of hesitation and how maybe he gained a little bit of weight in 2023 just to bulk up and be more compact, but he's quick in and out of those at the top of the breaks with his shoulders and the intention to create space for himself. And then all of the things that they do at Ohio State, I really appreciate everything Brian Hartline has done with these wide receivers. That's why they've really become one of the best wide receiver college offenses and really getting to the next level players in the NFL, is what I love that they are so intentional about being able to create against man coverage, but also reading the defense for what you're seeing against zone coverage. And this concept here, you see how to the short side of the field, they still have spread, two receivers to the left, two receivers to the right, but they're going to use all of this space right here to the advantage of Egbuka, who is in the slot here with Marvin Harrison Jr. to his right. So he wants to, again, attack the middle of the field, but he understands now he's got two safeties on top, and how is he going to get there? We're still going to run at that underneath defender, knows that there's nobody in the middle of the field. So he can just kind of slowly play this. And what I like about his usage of different speeds and what we call speed dilation is where you're not always running at 100% of full clip. So right here in the release, he's going to maybe half speed attack this DB and see where he's going, but also sees behind him that he can get into the space if he goes underneath and around him right to the middle of the field. So it's a really nice understanding of the defense as it's unfolding behind him, but also using a little bit of speed dilation to maybe make that defender underneath think he might be going underneath across my face. He could be trying to get behind me. We don't really know exactly what he's trying to do there. So for everything positive about Egbuka, there are some things that he could use to improve his own draft stock and game going into his senior year at Ohio State. And the one thing I keep coming back to outside of the drops that he has on his tape is getting in and out of breaks much more cleanly. So he takes a little bit of time here on the whip route to stop and reposition his hips to flip them and come back around on that whip. So what you really like to see is you attack, you come into that break, sink, and explode out. He doesn't really have all the explosion out. You can see at the top, it's a little hesitant and takes a little bit of time to get out of that break. So when he sinks and he breaks down right here, it takes him a little bit of time, almost like he stops. He has to go to a full stop and then break out. And then we see the pass drops incomplete. So just getting in and out of those breaks a little bit quicker in 2024, I think is going to be important to not only improving his game, because I think that he's going to be one of the best receivers in college football, but being able to improve to get to that next level. Always trying to improve yourself and the things that you do to show NFL teams you have the work ethic to put in, that you're going to always get better at the little things and the little details and hone your craft. But this is a guy who can create against man coverage, against zone coverage. Really nice job here with the little hesitation, stutter step release. This was ruled incomplete, but I just wanted to show you that the little nuances here of what I love about Ohio State and why you're going to have just the little details here on this wheel route where he's understanding that defender is going to overcorrect to the outside, and then he steps right in front of him, gets into the end zone. So I'm really looking for a big, explosive next step. So I'm really looking forward to see what Egbuka does in the 2024 season. I do believe he's going to put his name back to the top of these wide receiver boards because he is one of the most talented, utilized, versatile players at wide receiver that's going to be in the 2025 draft. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of Egbuka and what he could possibly be this season. Getting ready for more draft content here at TDN. You guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you next time.